Have you been, or possibly do you have a child that is being bullied in school? Do you have a child, a grandchild, anyone within your circle of influence with ADHD or possibly has suffered through the Tourette Syndrome? Listen to Felix. He has a great story. Hi there, and thank you for joining us on the Overcomers Overcoming podcast. We feature those who are in the process of overcoming or have overcome any type of life encounter, life obstacle that at the time seemed to be almost insurmountable. With this podcast, we have three objectives in mind. Our first objective is we want you to know with a confident resolve you are not alone. We want to work with you. We want you to know there are others who are working with you, who want to help you through whatever you are encountering, and together we will get through whatever you're experiencing.
Our second objective is there are multiple options for any life encounter you are facing. We want to help you develop a resolve that there are various options and solutions to any life dilemma.
Our third objective is to help you with critical thinking skills. If you're encountering something that was possibly a decision you made sometime in the past, and if you had the opportunity for a life redo, you would make a different decision. We want to help you with those critical thinking skills that can help you make an informed decision and not encounter what you're going through at the moment. We are the Cooper Culture, a veteran-owned business. We work with business personnel and families to develop and sustain connected relationship cultures within their families and organizations. That type organization is one where people feel wanted, appreciated, and genuinely a part of that organization. I'm with my wife and business partner, Marty, who is helping me facilitate this podcast. Today we feature Felix Poyel, who very candidly and with a lot of transparency discusses with us his high school days and an early life where he felt different, and there are others who mimicked him, bullied him because of ADHD, affliction, and addiction. He has learned through that experience. He's very unique in a very positive way, and his uniqueness has helped him become a consciousness coach who helps others overcome any challenges, maybe those lesser feelings of themselves based on anything that has been said to them in the past. Marty, what are some takeaways our listeners can gain from Felix?
Those that know that they have ADHD and autism, this is a good podcast to listen to because Felix went through a lot of life challenges and no friends, rejection, and all that. But he met one person that believed in him and helped him change his whole idea of what ADHD and autism is about, and learned that it's a gift and it's a learning style. And so now Felix is helping others with this. It's not a disorder, it's a gift, and it's how you think. So he's coaching others to come through and believe in themselves.
It's a great mindset. When we have the mindset that we can learn from and it's actually a gift we will build on, we can work together. It is a great, insightful podcast. Felix, it is great to have you with us. You have overcome, or you're maybe by your definition still overcoming some aspects of life. You are self-diagnosed or maybe officially diagnosed ADHD. You have learned to deal with the Tourette Syndrome. I think I'm going to ask you to explain a little bit more about that. And you are using a holistic approach to, I'm going to use the term, start a new life, where maybe you're more accepting of yourself. And while in school, some people did not accept you. You were bullied and maybe had a feeling, I'm not sure if I fit, whether I fit, and so forth. Felix, our listeners are going to be very interested in listening to your story. Felix, great to have you with us.
Hey, together. I'm really, really thankful to be here, and I'm really excited on today's conversation. I always love to talk to new people, having some deep dives, because I really like to deep dive, with this whole personal development and spirituality, expanding consciousness, what I do also. So, yeah.
Felix, some of our listeners might also feel, well, I'm just a little bit different. And that difference might be, well, I just have a different learning style. I personally am self diagnosed ADHD. I can take on a lot of projects, and Marty, right beside me, helps me focus. And
Yeah.
so I came earlier in life. I had a very low self confidence, and I would just kind of hide in the closet and so forth. I don't know whether you experienced any of that or not, but Felix, tell our listeners
Yeah.
about some of the things you have been through and where you are. You are a consciousness coach, and we're that's a very broad opening to just let our listeners know what you do and kind of a little bit of your background.
Yeah. So that's really much you mentioned now. So, and I have different things now in my mind, and I just try now to sort this all, but I'm sure that the listeners have definitely much benefits out from today's conversation, because yeah, I think not only me, so also others think my story is also really inspiring. So, and I don't want to talk so much about me, because it's about the listener, right? And about the self-confidence and the self-esteem. uh Self-love is also a really, really important topic, what I learned in the last years. And I was going through a big transformation. So, but before I uh, give some tips, maybe for self-confidence or self-love, uh, I want to start with my story, that, yeah, the listener gets a bit inspiration, also maybe you, uh, because, yeah, my past was not always so easy. Actually, it was really, really difficult. I was going through a lot of pain, and maybe you know that also. uh, people say, the most enlightened people on this planet, or the most successful people. And with successful, I mean now not only having much money on the bank account or something like that. So I mean in all life pillars, with mind, body, and soul. And yeah, that's really interesting. So I really want to start back in the past, when I was in school. And before that, actually, my parents was getting separated when I was 3 years young. And through my whole life, I don't had a friend who stayed with me, a real friend who stayed with me until now. Now it's different, because I developed myself, and we can speak about it later also. Why personal development and the investment in yourself is so extremely important. But yeah, although when I was coming in school, in the primary school, we call it here in Germany Hauptschule. And it was really, really difficult, because I was getting bullied just simply because I was different. And maybe some of your listeners are also think that they are different, or that maybe even that's a bad thing. But It's totally not a bad thing. You know, when you look out, when you look in the world, so much success, really successful people, they had so much difficulties in their life. They was going through so much pain and suffering, but they was coming out stronger, and you know, they just shine their light out, you know. Maybe not every people, not every humans, for sure, but especially now when we look in this coaching scene, or when we look at people, you know, who really deliver value in this world, you know. And anyway, when I was growing up then in school, I don't really had much friends, and as you can imagine, a kid, you know, I was a kid. I was a kid. I was coming out with how young I was. I think I was 15 years young, you know, when I was coming out from school, and or almost 15 years, and all of that traumas. It's it's really, really hard for a kid, you know. uh, the more a kid sees, or the more traumas a kid experiences in his or her life, the more difficult to live a fulfilling life. But it's not impossible, you know. It's not impossible. This I realized, and also later then, when I was starting into personal development and so, yeah, I was, yeah, without a therapist, I was myself building up, you know. But anyway, after school, I was not sure what I want to become, you know, because about this we could also have a whole podcast about this system here, the school system, and yeah, in general, how this whole system influences us, especially the mainstream medias and so. Uh, but yeah, we don't have to talk about that now. But anyway, when I was getting then older, when I was 16 years young approximately, I started with drugs, and yeah, for example, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. Actually, before that, I started with pornography, and in today's world, it's so easy to access to some sort of pornography or whatever, you know. And it's a huge problem in this world, what we have to address, you know. It's just reality, and it destroys life. It destroys lives without, sometimes without knowing it, you know. When you make these sort of things, when you are addicted to something, there's always pain behind it, you know. It's not the addiction itself that you just make it. It's always some sort of pain, you know. And as you mentioned also earlier before, with the self-love and the self-esteem, self-confidence, it has a lot to do with that. And it has a lot to do with your mindset, how you program yourself, you know. Because of that, I say always, again and again and again, when someone asks me what is the best investment you can do, it's in yourself. It's in yourself. No other investment is more valuable than this investment in yourself, you know. And yeah, over that whole times, I was, as I said, going through so much pain, and then I made the education as chef, and I don't know how I could make this finish, this education. because it was really, really hard and I needed a lot of discipline. But yeah, I just got it done. But I still, yeah, felt back then, mm, this can't be it. This just can't be it. Uh, and nothing against a 9 to 5 job when you really love it and when you see the vision, when you want to support this people who owns that company. Yeah, nice, then it can be good. But I really early on questioned my whole existence here, and yeah, there's a lot up there. And as I said in the beginning, I really need to look how to structure this now that the listeners get some inspiration from my story, and also some learnings and some tips about self-love and self-confidence. So,
What I hear
because
you
it's, yeah,
saying,
really
Felix,
important.
is, and correct me if I'm not processing what you're saying correctly, is you wish you had friends and maybe a friend who would be willing to listen to you, but you didn't feel you had anyone who would be willing to listen to you without judging you, and you felt the pain, which maybe you went further to say, I want to relieve the pain I'm feeling. Maybe the only way I can do that is through drugs, alcohol, and the like. So you went through a period of life doing that, only to find
Yeah.
out as soon as you come through that, the pain is still there. I'm curious, Felix, what was if there is a turning point, was there a person, what was it that took you out of that dark life and help you make the turn to a better life? That's what our listeners need to know. Did you have to hit what some people call a rock bottom before you could make that turn?
Yeah, kind of. So, I mean, uh, there was a lot of factors that made me who I am today. Anyway, I think that's a really deep question. Who am I? I'm still searching and finding new things out from myself, because I don't, but this goes really deep now into spirituality. I'm not sure if, but I think your listeners also, when they are religious and so, then they like to dive deep, and maybe they questioning also themselves. But yeah, what I wanted to say now, damn, what was the question again?
No, what
Sometimes,
was, no, that's fine. Was there a turning point? Was there a person maybe who you felt accepted you, was willing to listen to you? What was a turning point, if there is a turning point, that I'm going to believe that you are now a better person than
yeah.
what you were, or you feel better about yourself now than what you did when you were in school?
Yeah, exactly. So there we was, yeah. So there was a bigger turning point, but anyway, there are a lot of factors, as I said. So and a big turning point was when I started a network marketing. And in the first place, network marketing, when it's a good company, uh, then it can be really great for people, because uh, they have a group of people who supports each other, to come up. Um, and this was so the starting point in this whole personal development journey. I saw really the first time in my life really a group of people who supports each other in every way possible, not only if it's earning money with this company, or if it's something with the personal development, talking with each other, having deeper conversations like we do now, or just I just got so much more hope for a better life, and before I was not sure what to make, and I just searched. I was already searching for some sort of opportunity, or just, thinking about how I can create a better life for myself. And then principally, when you build a better life for yourself, you can build also a better life for others. So, but anyway, this was really the start in this whole personal development journey. So, and there's also one really, really important tip, what also other people say. Maybe also some other people said it also on your podcast already, but the average of the 5 people. So you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's just simple. Just we have mirrors in us, and we're mirroring principally our outside. So, and we are in essence what we consume on a daily basis. Doesn't matter if it's food, if it's some sort of podcast like that, if it's what kind of music, because there's also devil music that damages us really with stupid lyrics, and so it's just fact. So all from my experiences, so it's not just only knowledge. So, and then this was really changing a lot, the people around me, because it's a difference if you spend the most of your time with 5 junkies, as when you spend the most of your time with 5 successful people, and without attacking someone with saying the word junkies or whatever. It's just a extreme example that everyone understands what I really mean with that, because it's just so logical. And when you are already some years on your personal development journey, you make your own experiences and you realize it yourself, that alone this fact can change so much in your life. For sure, there are a lot of other facts and we can talk forever about this, but this is really one big topic that I can give you. So
No, that's all good, Felix. What I hear you saying is you are just hoping to find someone who would accept you, and you did find a support group. And with that support group, it seems you were able to express yourself freely. They accepted you, and through that relationship, the association with that support group, you developed a better self-confidence, self-love, and when you accepted yourself better, then you're able to think better. And I don't want to put words that are not there, but that's what I think I hear you saying.
That's that's kind of right. So for sure it's depend on what kind of people, and I'm now in this whole personal development approximately 4.5 years, maybe 5 years already. And as I said, I had a really big transformation, and this is only the start. So I have a big vision to create something. But yeah, really, I can say it just again and again. Investing in yourself is the best thing. And with investing in yourself, I don't mean only searching for other people, or searching for a group of people. It's also, just be open for everything in your life, be open-minded for new perspectives. And also, we have the internet, we have social media. So, and over there you can also connect with different individuals, where you think, all right, this is an interesting person, so maybe I just write him, or just um we can meet so much people over the internet. And I met also already so much interesting people over the internet, different people with different expertises. So yeah, but there you have to also look, you have to listen on your heart, because the heart the heart is anyway the best compass in your life. But this I also had to learn. This I had to learn on the hard way, you know. So, and you also need to develop these skills. So I call it intuition, for example. This has a lot to do with your heart, because it's simply a sense. The most of the people think the eyes, the nose, so the eyes seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, hearing, that's the only senses we have, but that's not true. But that's again the what I said before with the school system. You don't really learn the most valuable things for life in this classic school system, in quotes. So, and all this knowledge I have now, I don't learn in this school, or in this system, even not in my education as cook. I all this whole knowledge and this whole wisdom, because knowledge also and wisdom again is something different. But this education, what you don't get in this normal school system, this is the education that sets you free. And with that education, you build a better life for you holistically. And this was what I made now this whole years, just connecting me with other people. And yeah, getting more valuable knowledge, that this knowledge that not everyone gets.
Felix, I wanted to ask, how did you find these group? I'm going to say the 5 people, or this group that really supported you, and how old were you when you found them?
Yeah, now I have to think a bit how old. Now I am 28, 28 and a half, so soon 29. And it was 5 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe I was 22 approximately, 22 approximately. So, but before, I don't wanted to learn anything. I I was so much in pain the whole time, and I had to throw myself into drugs that I don't have to feel this pain.
But how did you
And
find them?
yeah, I
What did you do to find them?
yeah, yes, yes, that was also a question. Yeah, sorry. How did I find them? yeah, I just was searching, for a better life, because I uh first of all, I found them over Instagram, over a friend of mine. I mm, I met him before I was 22 years old. I think I met him when I was, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure, when I was maybe 19, and then we don't had so much contact. And mm, at the time, I anyway was at home, I think. So I was unemployed, and uh, I searched just for other opportunities, uh, because I was knowing there needs to be more than this life I live right now. So first of all, I was knowing it, and then I just searched, and then I wrote him because he posted a story on his Instagram, and then I reacted on the story because it was of that business idea, of the network marketing. I don't make this anymore, so now I just focus on my coaching program, uh, because of ethical things what I learned then after. But yeah, I met him then over, or not met him, but I wrote him, then I contacted him then over Instagram again, and then I met with him, and yeah, it, then we just had a longer conversation. We had some fun time together, and yeah. Then I said, all right, nice. That business is really interesting. Let's do it. And yeah, then this whole journey was starting. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what I process as the interesting and necessary part of your journey, Felix, is that you were open to exploring possibilities of, and maybe you, uh, what I'm leading up to is that some people feel so much pain they will isolate themselves and not interact with other people. You chose
Yeah.
to explore, I'm going to use that word, through internet, and you happened to meet a person on Instagram, and over a period of time you developed a friendship, and you felt that person accepts you, which is huge. And if the person accepts you, then you maybe feel, well, maybe I can just express myself a little bit more. I'm beginning to trust this person, that this person will not label me or otherwise judge me. That's what I'm perceiving was kind of the mental process you went through.
Yeah, exactly. This was, yeah, how you said it. So, but also I need to say to that, uh, some people from back then, some people just was going, some people was coming, you know, but yeah, how I should say that. So I think you feel it wholeheartedly, when you really develop these skills to listen more and more on your heart. You feel what kind of people are good for you and what kind of people are not good for you. Because also in that whole space, this personal development and so, there are also fake people, And as I said, I was going through a lot. Also, since I started with this whole personal development until now, because you know you can't expect, only because you go now into this scene, this whole personal development scene, and you meet new people, and gain new knowledge through books, through podcasts, through coaching, maybe, uh, that your life changes from now, from from yesterday to tomorrow, just in one day, like that. And then you never have to go through pain or through uncomfortable feelings. You know, life is not supposed to be easy. Life, when you just really pursued a extraordinary life, or you really want to live a fulfilled life, I think there comes always different, how I can say it, or let me put it differently. Just imagine a game, and just imagine we are now in a game. I really like this metaphor. And then when you are in level 1, you know, then it's easy. But when you are at level 10, it's already more difficult. And what I want to say with that is, life never gets easier. You just get better in playing it, you know, because you master different challenges in your life and you just get better in it. But life is supposed to be difficult, at least when you want to play this game, this human game here, to become a better version of yourself. And when you really want to heal, you know, when you want to master mind, body, and soul. So this I wanted really to address now, because maybe some people think, all right, only because they start now with this whole personal development journey, that life gets easier. Yes, in a certain way, definitely life gets easier, because with that challenges you dealt 5 years ago, you know, they are so small now, you know, they are okay, doesn't matter, don't care anymore. And you're getting more fulfilled, and you're building towards your dream life. Yes, definitely. And it's a positive thing, and I encourage anybody to invest in themselves. Although, for me, I still have different challenges in my life. It's just other challenges now, you know, from being getting bullied in school back then, and just standing in front of the class and already shaking or something like that. And I was so I had so low self-esteem. I couldn't do a presentation, and now I'm just sitting here making a podcast with you, or going live speaking in front of people. Okay, sure, maybe sometimes I'm a bit nervous, but it's part of life, and we all just getting better when we consistently to try to improve ourselves and to really heal. I hope yeah, this was now not too deep and not too chaotic. I know sometimes it's hard to follow me, because up there is a lot I want to say, and I need to
This is
structure.
good. This is
I'd
good.
like for you to address the listener who might feel right now the way you did when you were 20, 21 years old. I feel very different. I'm not sure I have any friends. I'm at a moment of despair, or there may be a different term to it, but I'm not even sure I like myself. I'm not sure that I know how to be a better person, be a better mind, body, soul. I don't even know where to start, Felix. If you were talking with me directly, how would you tell me where to get started? What do I need to do? I'm at a point where I don't have any idea what to do.
All right. Just short again. I don't understood autistically. The first part what you said. So you are a young boy with 14 years old, or what you said?
Okay, I wanted to try to have you project when you were maybe 19, 20, 21 years old, when you started your recovery, but address the person as if you were talking one-on-one with the person who would say to you, Felix,
Ah,
I feel
yeah,
I am at a point
yeah,
of despair. I don't think I have any friends, and my
yeah.
life is just totally empty. Where would you say, what would you say I need to do?
So, this problem, first of all, this problem is not solved just through one easy task, or I just say something magical now and then changes from today on tomorrow. There are different steps to take for sure. And also you know, when I work with clients, there's a lot of work to do, and everyone is individual. Everyone is different. Everyone has this different challenges. Everyone have a different mindset because everyone was growing up differently with different belief sentences. So, now for the listener, when you don't know what are belief sentences just simply sentences you tell yourself even when they don't serve you. Okay, so maybe in your subconscious mind, and that's also, I think maybe some people don't know it for sure. What is this? Because of that, I need to know, how is your setting, what you know already, what do you make already. Maybe you're already into personal development, maybe you know already a bit something. But the first thing what I would recommend to you is really dive deeper into personal development. Listen every day to a podcast episode in this space. Search a good podcast. I could recommend you a podcast. Listen my podcast, listen to my YouTube channel, maybe. And then also listen to others. I listen also to different podcasts every day, and this is the first step you can do. Listen to podcasts, investing in yourself. And the other thing is then, back to what I said with the programming. So with the belief sentence, we all have belief sentence, no matter what. Either they serve us or they don't serve us. Just for example, all right, you have now low self-esteem, right? You said you have it difficult to find other people in your life, right?
Yes.
So yes. So, and then we would need to find out, yeah, why is that like that? Maybe you experienced in your life something that influenced you really much negatively. And then you developed a belief sentence, I'm not good enough for this and that, or in general, I'm not good enough, I always have to search validation in the outside world, external validation, to just show me, all right, when I get this and this and this, then I can be happy. But it's not the case because you search in the outside and not in your inside. And then we would dive deeper, we would analyze what kind of challenges you have right now in your life, and how are your other life pillars. So, and then we really would dive deeper into your subconscious mind, because we humans have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. And then maybe it's now a bit difficult to understand everything, but I promise it's so simple, but it's not easy because you have to do the work. I can just guide you, you know. And then it's just simply starting it. Just move one step in front of another, and you don't have to accept, you know, or expect. You don't have to expect now that you go tomorrow outside and just to talk to strangers. So yeah, maybe with time, and you also have to do that with time, because you have to go over your uncomfort zone, that you just make it. You need to make it. And I push you a bit, you know, to go out of your uncomfort zone. And maybe when you don't make fitness already, go into fitness, make something for your body, make every day something for your mind, make every day something for your soul. But this we would look individually, because it's not so easy now for me to say, all right, do that and that and that, because that's surface level and everyone is differently, you know. And I take 1 hour, always the first call I make with people. I take me 1 hour, and this call is for free, and I really take my time, especially for that person to understand it, and either I can help this person or not. And maybe also this person don't fit, or this person fit, you know. So it's depend on a lot of different factors, I would say. Yes.
What is your YouTube channel, and how would a listener contact you to engage in consciousness coaching?
Yeah, so first of all, that's just a label I was setting myself, because in this world you have to put yourself a bit into a box. So anyway, I'm this coach you see in myself. I could be also holistic, personal coach or whatever, but yes, that I just wanted to address also. And I have a YouTube channel. I focus now on my YouTube channel and podcast. I have my podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, some other couple of platforms. So there I focus on long form content, because I don't want to support so much anymore this doom scrolling, right? Because it's addictive, and I working out, I developing my coaching program about that, you know, that you first get addiction free, building good habits, and then with that, changing your life to the better. So because of that, I decided just to focus on YouTube, podcasting, you know, long form content, because I truly believe that this is what helps you really, not always this doom scrolling, you know, and then you are sucked into that. For sure, you can also sometimes see a good short video about something, personal development for sure. That helps you, but you know, I think you understand what I mean. It's
I
not
do.
so good.
Felix, on behalf of our listeners, I want to thank you for your life journey. We do want to direct our listeners to your podcast and learn from your life story. Thank you very much for expressing the journey you are on. Every one of us is on a life journey, and as
Yes.
we are willing to open our hearts and be appropriately transparent to others, we can help people overcome and be the very best person God created us to be. Thank you very much for sharing, Felix.
Thanks, you too, to have me on the show. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Always love it to have deep conversations with like-minded individuals, with open-minded people. So yeah, it was amazing. And also much love goes out on all listeners. I'm proud to you that you was coming so far already, and just keep moving. keep shining the lights. Really, don't give up.
You're exactly right. Shine your light so others can see your light and benefit others. Thank you, Felix.
Yes. Thank you too.
We appreciate having the opportunity to share our and our guests' life's experiences with you.
The Cooper culture advances organizations to achieve and sustain high retention rates, connected communication, and trust through personality insights and principled leadership. You can contact us at our website, thecooperculture.com, and you can contact us directly at ron@thecooperculture.com or Marty, M-A-R-T-Y, at thecooperculture.com. We work with you to help assess aspects of your culture to advance the environment and people to their best performance. We do that through our staff of certified personal performance coaches, leadership trainers, keynote speakers, and DISC personality behavior experts. You can book a speaking engagement directly through our website by contacting us at ron@thecooperculture.com. We look forward to sharing our life experiences with you, some of which are profound, some of which are pretty funny. Some of those life experiences are ones we'll never do that again because we've been through stuff. We truly look forward to working with you, speaking with you, helping advance you in any way that we can.